Hey, Greg here. Thanks for clicking on this video. I just have a quick announcement before we get to the action. I just launched the Solo Playthroughs Patreon page. So if you're interested in supporting this channel beyond clicking on this video like you already have, watching this video, likes and comments, you can please, and when this video is over, go over there, check out the Patreon page, see if there's something that might make sense for you. I love doing these videos. I keep having more and more ideas of how to make this bigger and better in the future, and any support that you would want to give toward that would be greatly appreciated. So for now, enjoy this video, and thanks again for joining me again for another adventure of Mage Knight. And hello, we are gonna play some Mage Knight today, so let's get started. I have set up the board like I normally do. I have the camera a little bit higher, trying to get a little bit more room. Felt a little bit cramped at times in the last couple of playthroughs of Mage Knight. We're going to be doing a solo conquest today, so going back to the basics. And again, we have our fame and reputation track, we have our source, we have the blue deck is the regular units, the green deck is the elite units, we have our wound deck, we have our artifacts with a little stone on there, we have our advanced action deck, and we have our advanced skill deck, and we have our spell deck. I'm going to go ahead and randomize who I'm going to be as a hero. I have already been 4 of the 7 heroes, so today I am going to go be a dragon, and I'm going to be Goldyx. And let's see who the dummy player is going to be. The dummy player is going to be Norwas, so we will have access to Norwas's skills. So let me get those out first. I'm going to get him out, and we're going to get his little round order token. Alright, so we'll put this over here, and we have his skills. The rest of these I can put aside. So I'm going to shuffle these. Norwas's skills are always cool. The one that gives you there's one in particular that gives you a much easier time to recruit a unit. That's one I'm always on the lookout for sure. So where do I normally put these? I'll put this here a little further out of the way, and then I'm going to take out all the components that I need for Goldyx. Great, so that is a competitive skill. Don't need this one. The round order token will go there. We need all of his things. I'm going to need his deed deck, his player card. I will shuffle up his 16 skills. Great. I always think I'm recreating the wheel every time I play this game, just making sure it all fits on the table and I can get it all on camera for the maximum viewing pleasure. Alright, so there's that. Let me shuffle up his 10 skills. So Goldyx has a lot of access to crystals, more so than some of the other heroes, which can be useful. He also has one skill in particular that's really helpful for movement, and that could be a massive late. So hopefully we can get that early, if not get his basic motivation skill, which again is the 2 new cards every round, which is a game changer. So we're going to hopefully get at least one of those. When you're playing a solo conquest game, I always check the numbers because again I play all 3 scenarios so much and I don't want to mess it up. So we're going to do a full conquest. In the full conquest game, it is going to be 7 countryside tiles, 2 core city tiles, and 2 core non-city tiles. So we're going to need to get 7 of these. I think there's 14 total from the countryside. So I'm just going to shuffle these a bit, take off 7 up the top. The rest go aside. We're going to take the core tiles that are non-city. There's only 6. So I will get a die out. We can roll for which of these 6 we want. We want number 4. And there's 5 left. We're going to roll. I rolled number 3. So those are our non-city tiles. And now there are 5 city tiles. We're going to randomize this. Again, it's 1 for each of the 4 colors. Red, blue, green, and white. And then there is Volkaire's Camp to add a nice wrinkle into the game. All right, so I rolled a 1, and I'm going to roll another 1. So those are in play. We're going to take these 4 tiles and shuffle them up and see where they'll end up. So we're going to roll a 3, 1, and then that. There is our terrain deck. Cool, cool, cool. I'm going to put this off the screen for space. Put all these shields back in here. I'm going to need 2 of them. One's going to go on 0 on the reputation track. One is going to go on 0 on the fame track. We are going to need to get 2 terrain tiles out. Put this off screen. There. There's our shields. We start with 1 command token in play, and then the rest just get stacked in numerical order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They get stacked on him like so. Now I'm going to get the dummy player's D deck. There we go. Well, let me get the rest of the cards down. All right, so we're going to put the spell offer in play. So the first spell is going to be Whirlwind and Tornado. And that will come down to the bottom. The second spell, not skull, is Space Bending. Don't love that. And the third one is Mana Bolt. Mana Bolt is probably my favorite of those 3. Although Whirlwind can be pretty strong, just preventing a full attack from something, especially when you're up against Volkaire's Legion and you're trying to, be able to make sure you don't get knocked out, so you have an attack phase. The skill deck, advanced skill action, the first one is Regeneration. Second one is Magic Talent. And the third one is Pathfinding. The Magic Talent could be a good way to get some more spells. If I love the spells a little bit more, I might be a little bit more excited about that, but still a fairly good action to have. Norwas is going to start with 3 crystals in his inventory, and as per the pre-printed mana on his card, he's going to get 2 white and a green. I'm going to roll. These are just extra dice. I can put them up here. We should have enough room with them there. There's all our mana crystals. We have all our bags with our various tokens. So it really helps with setup there. Don't have to pile up 6 different piles of tokens. And then we're going to roll our source dice. We got a black, a gold, and a black. Now, since we don't have 50% since we don't have 50% basic, we have to re-roll all of the black and the gold dice. So I have those 3 again. I roll a white, and a black. We have 50% basic, so we keep those 3. Now remember, Solo Conquest is different than Volkaire's Return and Volkaire's Quest in the sense that there are only 3 dice instead of 2. It's the number of actual players plus 2. Now we'll put the terrain on, so we have everything a little bit more set up. Our first piece of terrain is going to be, it's a village. It's a white mine, and it is a keep. We'll put the keep face down. Even though it is day, we are not adjacent to it, so it goes face down. And then we're going to have one more piece of terrain. We have more interesting tile for sure. We have a mage tower, a marauding orc, a deep mine that has blue or green crystals, a magical glade. So that goes face down, and then there's going to be a marauding orc behind a wall, standing in the hills next to the mage tower. All right, so he is going to go face up, and it is an orc witch thingy with poison. Pretty nasty. Don't really have an obvious path where I want to go, so I'll have to think about that. Goldyx will
teleport right to the open gate. We're going to put the unit offer in place. There are only going to be 3 units. Again, just like the dice in a solo conquest game, there are only 3 dice. There are only 3 units. So we have an illusionist, we have the magic familiars, and we have the guardian golems, who I'm a big fan of. So maybe we can get those again. So I'm going to be on an 8-10 today. I normally will go up, you know, I'll go from like 6-9 to 7-10 to 8-11. 8-10 seems like a nice spot. I know last solo conquest I did on this channel was a 7-10, so I'm just going to jump up 1 level and just going to make the first city a little bit harder. And often the first city is the hardest, because by the time you beat the first city, if you can successfully do that, you will have all of the skills and all of the fame and all of the other things necessary to give yourself a strong chance to beat the second. I realized that I have 1 too many skills for Goldyx, so his cooperative skills, competitive skill must still be in here. Nope. Nope, yep, here's his competitive skills. I'll take that out and I'll reshuffle those. So Goldyx and Norwas don't have some of the discoloration problem that Tovak and Arethia have, so I just take the competitive skills out of there, set right off the jump. And we're good there. So I am going to draw my opening hand. I get 5 cards as per my starting shield. So I'm going to get Rage, Tranquility, Swiftness, Crystal Joy, and which is one of Goldyx's special cards, and then March. Fairly strong hand in a lot of ways. And really don't love a lot of things about this setup. It's going to be a lot of movement to get to either that mage tower or that keep. Keeps can really come in handy, but again, it's going to be 11 movement to get there. It's going to be 7 movement to get to the mage tower. I will probably go to the mage tower, to be honest with you, although that magic talent was going to be another way for me to really get some spells. So, a lot of stuff. Let me look at this Crystal Joy again. It's been a second since I played Goldyx. So I can pay a mana of any basic color to gain a crystal of that color to my inventory. At the end of my turn, I can discard another non-moon card to take this card back into my hand. So I can basically cycle this card to continue to get more crystals. Now, that's cool, right? But again, if you're spending a mana to do it, you only can get 1 die from the source. So that's kind of tough. And the second problem is if you keep putting this card in your hand limit is still the same, so it means you're going through your deck slower, it means you're getting less done in either the day or the night. And we do have our ticking time bomb over here in Norwest's D deck that is going to make sure that we are kind of moving along. So the stronger effect of Crystal Joy, if we powered it with a blue mana, is that we gain a crystal of any basic color to our inventory, and at the end of the turn we can discard another card, including a wound, to take this card back in our hand. So that does become a nice wound management card if we need it. And as you've seen my Arethia playthrough, potentially you will know how much I love wound management. So some definite strength there. Do I even have 7 movement? Man, I'm going to need so much movement. I am going to go with the Great Start, which is pretty much a go-to for me. Remember, if you do not take a certain tactic and the dummy player tends to take that tactic, then that tactic is out of the game and you never get the chance to play it in either the second or the third day or night. So I'm going to roll the die for the dummy player. He rolled 5. I already took 5, so you can't have it. He gets 2. Rethink comes out of the game. And because I took Great Start, I will immediately take 2 cards and then put that out of the game as well. Now, last I checked, 2 was lower than 5, so Norwas is going to go first, and Goldyx is going to go second. Put that out. Norwas' turn. He is going to take 3 cards off his deck. 1, 2, and 3. He ends on a white because of course he does. So he's going to take 1 more card for each crystal in his inventory that matches that color. He has 2 white crystals. He pulled a white card, so he pulled 2 more cards and went through 5 of his 16 cards before I did anything, which is always super fun. So what I am going to do is I'm going to... I only have access to white mana, which is kind of gross. If I had there's a lot of things about this hand that I don't love right now, I'm not gonna lie. Ah, shoot. All right, let me play Tranquility to take a card. I have another movement card because this is good. I'm gonna need it. So I'm gonna play March for 2, Swiftness for 2, and let me get a look at whatever's guarding this Mage Tower here. It is... Yeesh. Wow. A Wizard Summoner, a Mage Tower Summoner. They will summon a monster and they have physical resistance. You cannot ask for much worse of a starting garrison, especially when my hand is garbage. So, what am I going to do? I am going to use Crystal Joy. I'm going to spend a white mana, mana of any basic color, so I'm going to just spend the white mana from the source to get a white crystal to my inventory. And there's two benefits of that. One, I get a crystal in my inventory. Two, it's going to allow me to re-roll that dice and hopefully get a better die in the source. Now at the end of this turn, I'm going to discard a non-wound card to put this back in my hand. Happy to oblige. And we are going to roll. It is a blue. Blue is better. I'm a fan of blue. So this is going to go into my discard, which I will put up the screen. Where am I going to put this? So many choices. I will put this. Those are the skill cards. I'll put this off the screen over there. You know what? I can put it here. I think that'll be a little bit better. So there is my discard pile. Now I'm going to draw up to 5 again. So I only take 1. That could be good. So it's the other special Goldyx card. I get to gain a blue, white, or red mana token, or gain a green crystal to my inventory. When I play this, I get the stronger effect of whatever I play of the card for free, plus 3. And that would, if I can get a green crystal, which I can through Crystal Joy, that could set myself up to really siege that Mage Tower in a couple of turns. Knowing what that is now, I kind of wish I went toward that village. It would have been better. I could have just pillaged it. I could have gone there. I could have done some things. But we are stuck with our choice. So let's go to Norwaz's turn. He is going to pull a blue card, a green card, and here comes another white. No, it's red. So we do not pull any more cards off his deck. So he is through 8 of his 16 cards. My turn. I am going to... So I'm really going to want to get a green crystal because I'm going to want to be able to use the stronger effect of will focus, because I'm going to need some serious help here. So I'm going to play Crystal Joy, and then I'm going to pay a mana of... I'm going to play a blue mana to get any crystal, a crystal of any basic color to my inventory. I definitely want a green. And then I'm going to call that my turn because I need one more card to do what I want to do if I have any chance of defeating that dude. All right, so that's going to be discarded. I draw up to 5, and I got another Rage. Okay, yeah, I can make that work. Norwaz's turn. He's going to go 1. He's going to go 2. He's going to go 3. It is green. He has 1 crystal in his inventory, so he takes 1 more card. My turn. I'm going to spend Swiftness for move 2. I'm going to spend 1 of these Rage for move 3. I'm putting that sideways to get the extra bump. I'm now going to move into the Mage Tower. Since I'm assaulting a fortified site, I lose 1 reputation. Now, let's do the battle. So, I cannot attack him. I do not have enough sieged attack, and I certainly don't have enough non-physical sieged attacks. So we got ourselves a problem. Oh, I rolled a green too, so I have a lot of what I'm going to need to try to make this happen. Yeah, well, I guess I'll be able to save this green crystal in my inventory, which is nice. So since we are playing, we're fighting a summoner. The summoner is going to pull a monster And we're going to get attacked by a monster, and hopefully it's not one with Paralyze. Oh, it's that guy. Great. So, here's the thing. So I need to have at least attack 6, physical attack 6 to kill this guy afterwards. So, it's Hydra or whatever this is called. So it has 3 separate attacks. They're only 2 each. Now I have to block each separately. So I'm going to block 1 with Determination. I'm not going to block the other 2. And I'm going to get a wound and another wound. So the first attack is, the second attack is, I blocked the first one. The second attack is attack of 2. My armor's 2. So I can take that 2. That gives me 1 wound. And the third attack is an attack of 2. My armor's 2. I take that wound. So I get 2 wounds to my hand. Now, I do not try to kill this guy. He's only there for the attacks. Just a summoner. Comes in, he attacks, he goes away, never killed. Congratulations, you survive. But now I can go after the guy who summoned that vicious monster after me. I'm going to play Will Focus. I'm going to power it with the green from the mana. And that's going to give me the stronger effect of Rage +3, which is 6 attack, which is more than enough to defeat this Mage Tower Garrison. I'm going to get 4 Fame as per the token. That gets me a level up. And I'm going to put a shield on the Mage Tower. And then we're going to clean up. So I'm going to reroll this die. It's a black. Mana has been a bit of a struggle early in this game. And then we're going to get my rewards. Now, since I defeated a Mage Tower Garrison, I'm going to be able to take a spell from the spell offer. I'm going to take Mana Bolt, especially a little more useful with someone like Goldyx, who tends to have more access to mana and crystals than some of the other heroes. And that gets replaced with Underground Travel. Don't love, don't hate. And then we're going to do our upgrade. I'm going to look at the skills, top 2 off my deck. So this is a cooperative skill. So cooperative skills, you can play them in solo games. You basically just play them in subsequent turns. So if I took that cooperative skill, in the first turn I played it, I would be able to reroll a mana die and a source, and then I can, my second turn, use an extra die of a basic color from the source and get a crystal of that color that I use. Not the most helpful in a solo game. So I'm just going to take this 1 siege attack. It's a basic physical siege attack, or it's an ice siege attack. And I'll put this over here in my play area. I might move it around. Oh, I'll put it here above my player card. So that's out. And then we put 1 of Norawasa skills in the skill offer for future rounds. Again, not the skills of dreams right now, but that's fine. And then we get to take 1 of the advanced skill actions. I discard a card of any color. You may play 1. If I had access to blue, I'd be tempted to do Magic Talent because it'd be giving me a quick access to putting another spell in my deck. I'm a little bit inclined to take that regeneration, although that doesn't seem great. Spell. You know what? I'm going to take the Magic Talent. Anyway. This comes down, this goes over. So Magic Talent, the basic effect is you can discard a card of any color from your hand. You may play 1 spell card of the same color in the spell's offer this turn as if it were in your hand. So depending on what comes up, that could be really powerful. And that card remains in the spell's offer. The other thing, the powered effect is when I play this, I can pay a mana of any color and I can gain a spells card of that color from the spell's offer and put it in my discard pile. So you have to play the blue to power it and then an additional mana in order to use that effect. So my turn is over. I can now draw up to 5. And that's fine. Man, I'm really struggling. Target enemy does not attack. Yeah, not great. Discard a card of any color. Maybe I could discard a blue. This isn't gonna help me that much. All right, I'll figure it out. So his turn, he goes 1, 2, and 3. It is white. That finishes his deed deck, so he will be declaring end of round next turn, which is a little bit gross. My turn, I'm hoping just to be able to either move or recruit the golems before this turn ends. So I have 5 cards left in my deed deck. I'm not obviously going to see all my cards this turn, which is a little unfortunate. And I don't think mana draw is going to be that helpful since there are just 2 blacks and a white in there. I could set the other ones to any color I want, however, so that's interesting. Huh. So I have 5 cards left here. If I don't take the... Oh. So when you rest, you can use any number of special actions. And these 2 cards are special. This turn, you may move 2 spaces away and explore new tiles that are 2 spaces away. In order spaces you leave over. At the end of your turn, set this card aside. I might take Whirlwind, to be honest. All right, let me do that. So I'm going to rest. So I'm going to discard 1 non-wound card and any number of wounds. But before I do that, I'm also going to be able to play special abilities. So I'm going to play the special effect of mana draw. I'm going to power that with a wipe from the source. I'm going to be able to take a mana die, so any color except gold. So I can take a black, even though it's day. I can still take a black because I'm not using black magic. And then I'm going to set it to any color except gold. And I'm going to take this die. I'm going to set it to blue. That's going to allow me to take the 2 blue mana. I'm going to use that to power. I don't love space bending or time bending, to be honest. So I'm going to just set that, and then I'm going to use the white die that was in my inventory, the white crystal from inventory. So I'm going to play this, do the stronger effect, pay a mana of any color, gain a spell card with that color from the spells offer, and put it right into my discard pile. So Whirlwind is now going into my discard pile. I've rested, so these cards, those 2 wounds, and that 1 non-wound go away. And these 2 cards that were special cards are going to go into my discard pile as well. Now, at the end of my turn, so I took that Whirlwind, that gets replaced, and it's Offering, pretty strong card. The mana draw card, I took this die. I did not use this directly from the source, so that doesn't get re-rolled. And then this gets re-rolled, so I have 2 blues in there now, and that is my turn. Oh, shoot. And I put all of that in the wrong pile. Make sure that these are all Norwest's cards. Yep, they are. Which is fine, and I'm going to redraw up the 5, so I will see all my cards after all. Cool. I could actually probably recruit those golems before I call this a day. So Norwas on his turn, he's going to declare end of round. That is fine. I could either move. Now, if I move here, it's interesting because that wall is going to actually prevent. It's not going to provoke an attack because that wall is going to guard me off. And if I tried to attack that orc there, it would actually be as if it was fortified because it's standing behind the wall. So all that is kind of annoying. I'm tempted to recruit the golems while I'm here, but at the same point I have a ton of movement, and I have the die and the source that I'm going to want to access that, and I'm kind of worried that I'm only 4 steps away from the beginning. So I think instead of getting stuck here at night and being stuck and having a move of 5 to have to start my next turn, or a minimum I have to kill this guy and then do a move of 4, I think it makes sense to take advantage of the fact that it's still day. I'm going to play improvisation. I'm going to power that by discarding the basic effect of, so I'm not powering it as much as I'm accessing it by discarding the promise card. So that gives me move 3. So this is the base effect of improvisation. I'm going to move into those forests. I'm going to play March, which is going to allow me to spend 2 move points to put out the next countryside tile. All right, we have a green mine, we have a village, and we have another one of our orc friends. And that's going to be right there. It's a catapult, which definitely can be kind of rough. And then I think it makes the most sense to play stamina, power that with the die from the source. That gives me, ooh. So, interesting. So now, I didn't provoke an attack from the orc when I went here. But if I move from behind the wall to in front of the wall, I do provoke an attack, which is different than if I move from in front of the wall to behind the wall to a place where there is no wall. But if I move from here to here, I would not provoke an attack. So I did want to get to that village, but I definitely don't want to provoke an attack from that annoying little monster. So provoking, yes, that would absolutely provoke an attack, and I absolutely do not want to deal with him. So I played March to get the 2 to put the countryside tile out. So I can get another move 6, which is going to be the end of my turn. So the question is, how do I want to use that move 6? I'm going to go to this green mine, which is going to allow me to reveal this garrison. It is that guy. And I think it's going to make some sense for me just to hang out there. I will get a green crystal, and I'll be able to potentially siege that keep at the beginning of next turn, because there's no way I can get to that village, which is what my initial thought was. So, but that's fine. I'll call that a round. I'll kill that guy next turn. He does have 7 armor, but hopefully I'll get a good damage producing hand early. So that is my first round. So we're going to set the source up for the first night. A red, a white, and a blue, a much better array of colors. For the first night, we're going to put those regular units away. We're going to put 3 new units on the board. We have Herbalist, we have Utem Crossbowman, which I can recruit at the keep, which makes me happy, and we have Foresters. We are going to add the bottom card from the skill deck to Norwas's, the skill offer to Norwas's hand. We're going to replace that. Then we're going to take the bottom spell. We're going to put a crystal into Norwas's supply that matches the color of the spell, so 1 blue crystal. And we're going to replenish the spell offer. And now we get Tremor. Love me some Tremor. Yeah, Tremor is good. Happy to see that. Definitely my favorite of those spells there. We are going to shuffle Norwas's deed deck. I think everything has been refreshed. Cool. So his deed deck's going to go back here. Put him back on his card where he belongs. Shuffle my deck. And go from here. So not my favorite first day ever, but some potential, some promising things happened. Got a couple of spells, and we'll see. Now there are only 20 spells, so there are definitely some spells that I'm hopeful to see as we go forward, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to look for tactics. I need to take my opening hand of 5. Improvisation, thank you. I would want 1 more attack card. Give it to me. Okay. I think that will work. Okay. So what are we going to take here? I'm going to take... I know I'm going to want to get those Utem Crossbowmen. I have a green crystal in my inventory. I have a lot of movement. I'm going to take preparation. Oh, and I got a green crystal the end of last turn because I ended my turn on a green mine. So I'm going to take preparation because I know I'm going to want my influence card. There's two benefits of that. One, it makes sure it doesn't clog on my deck later because you don't always want your influence cards. And two, it's going to allow me to recruit the Utem Crossbowmen as soon as I finish assaulting this keep and sending this Utem Swordsman home. So that is my tactic, as I took number 5, and I'm going to roll for Norwas and really hope I don't roll a 6. My die is over there, so I'm just going to get another one. I rolled a 4. All right, so he's first. Happy with him being first as long as I get to do sparing power later. So preparation, when I took this tactic, I took searched my deck for any one card and put it in my hand. I searched my deck for influence, put that in, or promise, put that in my hand. Promise, which gives me influence, and we'll go from there. So Norwas, he is going to reveal 1 card, 2 cards, 3 cards. He gets a blue, 1 blue in his inventory now, so he flips it over and gets another blue. My turn. I'm going to spend both my move cards, so I have move 4, which allows me to enter this keep. Now, since I'm assaulting a fortified site, yep, reputation, bye-bye. Now, he is going to attack me. I'm not even going to bother blocking because, honestly, why bother? I mean, it's 2 wounds. It's not great. I still have my regeneration in my deck, so, or tranquility in my deck, so I think that's fine. So I'm just going to take those 2 wounds because I don't want to discard any of the cards in my hand. I know what I want to do the next 2 turns, and that just, it makes more sense just for me to take those 2 wounds, right? So it's an attack of 3. My armor is only 2, so the first wound reduces the attack by 1 for the wound. So it reduces. So for every wound I take, it reduces the attack by 2. So it goes from 3. I take a wound down to 1. That last 1 bit of attack gives me my second wound, and now we're good. So I'm going to now retaliate. I'm going to spend will focus. I'm going to power it with a blue, which allows me to play shoot, I'm going to need to discard a card anyway for improvisation, which is fine. I'm going to keep threaten just because that extra point of influence could be important. So, oh man, I took a card that literally I'm going to discard right now, which is fine. I probably should have taken Tranquility if I was really thinking through it when I took 5. But no, because it's fine. Get rid of the influence card. I'm not going to want it. It's going to clog up my deck. Make sure I have all cards that I want going forward. Not the greatest strategy, but it's going to work. So I spent, well, I'll have to work because I'm not redoing it. So that's going to give me an attack of 8 because will focus gives me any kind of attack plus 3. So this dude is dead. I already lost my reputation. I get 3 fame, which gets me up to 7. So I do not power up yet. I'm going to put a little shield on the keep to indicate that I have conquered it. And then all these cards are going to go into my discard. And then my turn, I draw to my hand limit, which is 5 still. But I get another 1 because I'm on a keep. Cool. I'm going to need 7 influence, which is doable. It's going to be Norwas' turn. He discards a green, a blue, and a red. He has no red crystals in his inventory, so we do not discard any more cards. And it's now time for me to get my first unit. I'm going to spend, I'm going to put out Threaten. I'm going to power it with a red mana from the source. It gives me Influence 5. I am then going to... Mana Bolt's really strong. I'm not that strong on crystals right now, and honestly, movement's going to be more important for me for the rest of this round, I think. So I'm going to use my very, very strong spell, Sideways. I'm going to use my Rage, Sideways, and that's going to allow me to get Influence 7. Now, why did I need Influence 7? Because the Utem Crossbowmen cost 6 influence, and my reputation is down 2 because I have sieged 2 fortified sites. So I have to get a modifier. So I'm going to need actually 7 influence to recruit the Eastern Crossbowmen. That's 7 is successful. And at the end of this turn, because I used the stronger effect of threaten, my reputation takes another hit. So I am going to want to try to find a couple of orcs to show who's boss in the near future. All right, all these cards go here. I draw up to 5 again, and then 6. Cool. That's a cool. I got some possibilities with this hand for sure. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. It's white. There are 2 white crystals, so 2 more coming off. My turn. I am going to spend Mana Joy, Crystal Joy, Mana Joy, Crystal Joy. I'm going to power it with the blue. I get the crystal of any basic color. I'm going to take I feel like red crystals always come in handy because you're always fighting somebody. So a red crystal. And then I could discard, at the end of my turn, discard another card, including a wound. So I'm going to discard that wound to get this card back in my hand. So power up some crystals before I call this a round. I'm then going to spend stamina for the basic effect just to put another countryside tile on the board. Ooh, cool tile. Cool tile. There's a maze, not sure I'm going to get there. There's a marauding orc right in the center of all that. It's a nasty rhino beast thing with horns and brutal. We have a monastery, so we get a skill card. We put that in the unit offer, chivalry, like that one. And that is it. We also have the refugee camp, which is where you can recruit units of all types. So I'm going to, if I can get a green card, I would definitely use underground travel, because that will really help get me where I want to get. But I do not have a green card, so I'm going to hopefully pick one up. I get to discard any number of cards. I'm going to keep Magic Talent in my hand. I am going to discard this Rage because I'm running out of turn in this round. And, oh, that's interesting. If I had a Siege card, that'd be nice. I could even do the Tremor. All right, there's some potential here, right, to potentially kill this guy. And there's always a monastery, so you know what that means. I'm always looking for a way to burn down a monastery. You don't have to use issues, I promise. It's just, I love artifacts so much. So I'm pulling 4 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 more cards. Oh, yeah, 4 more cards. So we're good there. I think I'm going to kill that catapult. So we're going to, Noravos is going to go 1, 2, and 3. It is white. He deals the last 2 cards of his deck because, of course, he does. My turn. I'm going to use Swiftness for its basic effect to get movement of 2. I'm now going to pay Magic Talent. I'm going to discard a green card to use a spell card in the offer. This turn is if it were in my hand. Do I want to gain that? I think I want to gain that. I think I want to gain it. I think I want to gain it. I'm not going to have the power. I'm going to use Tranquility to heal 1. And then I'm going to use the blue mana from the source and the green crystal in my inventory to take Tremor and put it in my inventory. Yeesh. In my discard pile, not my inventory. Just making sure I'm not doing that. Again, I set things up a little bit differently when I film these things. So I gained another spell card. I'm probably good on spell cards for a while. Oh, the fire shield's so nice. I'm not going to be able to attack him just yet. I have... Ooh, never mind. You would need siege attack. But again, you can spend movement points as block, and then I'm going to have a ice attack. So I'm basically going to need 2 physical attack to go along with my 1 ice attack here from my skill. And that's a 4-famer, so I'm going to try to kill him next turn for sure. Move points again, reduce his attack, and I have the block 3 from the Utah Crossbowman if I need that. So I think I'm just going to end my turn here because there's no way the math works, or does it? That'd be attack 4. If I blocked, and I don't want to take any more wounds. I just use my tranquility. So we are going to clean up my area. White, these all go here. Norowas declares end of round. I should be drawing up 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 1 card I'd ever used. It was a wound. How nice is that? Oh, even better. Interesting. So let me do this. I'm going to end my turn on this monastery. So I'm going to move 2, move. Yeah, that'll be fine. I'm going to move 3. I'm going to go here. That provokes an attack from that catapult. I am going to play Whirlwind. I'm going to power with a white mana from the source. Target enemy does not attack this combat. And then I'm going to use my Udon Crossbowman and play a card sideways. And I have this. I have physical attack 1,000,000 to kill him. So he's dead. I get 1 reputation back, going in the better direction. With that, I get 4 points, which gets me up to 11. I'm going to re-roll this die. And that is the round. So ending on that monastery. Take the last card of my deck. I'll reset my Utah Crossbowman. I'm going to roll the source for the second day. It is a black, a blue, and a white. We're going to reset the unit offer. And still have no core tiles on the board yet, so we're just doing the regular units. We have foresters, peasants, and thugs. Oh, I leveled up too, so I now have another command token available, which is nice. The chivalry is going to leave the unit offer and go to the bottom of the advanced action deck. We're going to add 1 more card to Norowas's deck. We're going to replenish the unit offer with Force of Nature because I have not burned down the monastery yet. And we're going to add Crush and Bolt to refresh the skill offer. We're then going to take Underground Travel out. We're going to add a green crystal to Norowas's deck, move these down, and we're going to replenish that. Now I need to be careful as far as taking any more spells. I mean, I already have 3 spells. It's a lot of mana. An artifact that gives me unlimited black mana could be really, really useful. So I do think that Monastery's days are numbered just because I'm going to be hunting for something to give me more access to the crystals I'm going to need to do a really highly effective night attack. But there's other ways to potentially make this work too. So that's correct. Norowas back on his card where he belongs. So I have a few wounds, going to want to heal those for sure. I can spend influence for points of healing now that I'm in the monastery. So that's something else to kind of be on the lookout. There's definitely none of the special monastery units. There's a couple of regular units in the monastery that I really like, but none of those are in the unit offer just at this moment. So I'm going to pause for a sip of beer. This day is brought to you by my favorite stout. Oh, that's really good. All right, we are going to go to the tactic stage of things. I'm going to draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ooh, cool. All right, it's definitely time to start loading up on some crystals, I think. I'm going to take planning because it's really strong. And we're going to roll the die for this dude. I rolled, I think that's a, what is that on this die? It says D6, but it's not the 6 on this die, which is the most bizarre bananas thing. It's a 5. Of course, the roll D6 is a 5 on this die. Somebody explain this to me. All right, the 5 is already taken. I rolled a 3. Mana Steel is out. We have a 1 and a 6 left for the third day. All right, so I have planning. I have some options. So this guy is attacking with brutal, and he's got a wall around him, so he is a fortified enemy. That he's attacking with brutal if I were to mess with him. I probably want to have at least 2 cards in my hand at the end of this turn to give me options for next turn. Oh, it's Norwash's turn first, so let's do that. 1, 2, and 3. It's white because I only pull white cards for this dude, even though I don't give him any more. Wow, look at that. Greens. Greens coming down. He's got 2 green mana too. Alright, so I'm going to power. No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I do. I'm going to power that with a blue. So I can get a crystal of any color to my inventory. I'm going to take a white. Yeah, I think that makes some sense. And then I can discard any number of color, another card from my card, another card including a wound to take this card back into my hand at the end of the round. That's fine. Do I want to? Block. Shoot. Block. 4 attack. Oh, that's ice. Oh, great. All right, so I just need an attack 4. Sorry, just figuring out some math in my head, and math is hard. You know what? I'm not going to take the white. I'm going to do this all in one turn. So I'm going to take the red, and then I'm going to provoke an attack from this dude. It's across the wall, so he is fortified. So I need to block 4. If I don't block 4, he's actually going to give me 8 points of damage. 8 points of damage would actually give me 3 wounds, so clearly that is bad. So I need to block him 4. So to do that, I'm going to... Yeah, that'll work. I'm going to use the Utum Crossbowmen for a block 3, because the Utum Crossbowmen, if I did burn down the monastery, they'd be useless anyway. I'm going to play Rage for a block 4, so he's fully blocked. Now we're doing an attack. I'm going to do Improvisation. I'm going to power it to give me an attack 5. So that's 5 physical attack. I really only need a 4 physical attack because I have that. And actually, considering that, I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to power the attack 4. I'm going to use swiftness sideways. All right, let's go backwards. So So I'm going to be able to keep a card in my hand, which is going to help me trigger planning because I'm taking Crystal Joy back into my hand as well, right? So think about this. So block phase, I need block 4. I use the Unicross Bowman for a block 3, and then I play Swiftness sideways to get me the block 4. So I fully blocked him, don't have to worry about the Brutal. Now in the attack phase, he's got physical resistance. I'm doing an attack 4, physical attack, and I'm combining that with a iced siege attack 1 to give me that siege attack 1 is going to reduce his armor to 2 physical resistance effectively, and then that physical attack 4 is inefficient, but it's enough to finish him off while leaving me with improvisation. I hope everyone followed that. So again, this is one of the skills I get to reuse over and over. I have killed this Minotaur kind of angry rhino dinosaur thing, so he's dead. I get 4 fame. That's going to get me up to 15, which means I level up, which is nice. I'm going to re-roll this die. It's a red. I'm going to put that crystal there. These all go into my discard pile, except I get Crystal Joy back because I discarded the wound thanks to the powered effect of Crystal Joy. Awesome. At the end of my turn, I'm going to do my level up, so I get to look at the next 2 skills. Now I still have, oh, what? I took the wrong skill out earlier. I'm not using either one of them, but I took out the different black. They both have, this has the influence symbol, which is sometimes it just looks like the competitive symbol to me. Sometimes I'm not used to using the competitive symbol, so this would allow me to. I think for each crystal in my inventory, I get +1 influence. I'm not going to really want that. I also don't know if I want the blue crystal and the green mana. Although I have so many spells, I probably should take that one. I think this is going to be more useful. It's a once around, I get a blue crystal and a green mana. And then, which I think is better than the white crystal and the green mana, just based on my skills. We're going to add 1 that I definitely want. We're going to add so that is the bond of, what do they call it? That's Norawasa skill. It's the one that allows you to get something for 5 less. Bonds of loyalty. When you take it, you actually add 2 regular units to the unit offer, and then it allows you to recruit for 5 less than you would otherwise have to spend. So I took my skills. So I took one of my own skills. I have my choice. In case I end up running into our friend Volcaire in his camp, I will take another siege attack. Well, I guess those are useful for both, but especially, again, the more siege and ranged attack you can get against Volcaire is really nice. And now we are good. Now I'm going to draw my new hand. My shield still says 5, but because of planning and I have 2 cards in my hand, I can draw 1 more, so I'm going to get up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 6. Great. I think it's time, kids. I think it's time. It's got to happen. It's just, it's just one of those things. I mean, death, taxes, and Greg burning down monasteries. It's how things work. So that's the 3rd card. There are 2 greens. Norwas flying through his deck like he does. Oh, I just don't know how it doesn't. Yippers. We're sieging a monastery, and we have all these mana. We have a spell. We have a bunch of stuff. Monastery sieged. 1, 2, 3. Burn the sucker down. Get me an artifact. All right. We're taking a Mage Tower Garrison, and the Mage Tower Garrison is that dude. Yikes. Alright, so he is a ice wizard. He is attacking with a fire attack of, an ice attack of 5. And he is going to need 6 non-ice attack to destroy him, or 12 physical attacks. So I have some options. I'm going to flip this to give me a blue, it's like green, just different, a blue crystal and a green mana. That's the first thing I'm doing. Now I'm going to. I think I could do that in battle. If I could do that, yeah, I think I could do that in battle. Yeah. So that's that. Now I'm going to play Magic Talent. I'm going to discard Improvisation, which allows me to play a spell card of the same color in the spell's offer this turn as if it were in my hand, but it stays in the offer. So I'm going to put this out here just for the sake of showing people what I'm doing. I'm using Burning Shield, which gives me a Fire Block 4. So Fire Block 4 is going to make me, I'm only 2 block points away from being able to block that guy. And the other side of things, when if it's a successful block, I get to do a Fire Attack 4. So Fire Block 4, I'm going to need 2 more block points. I can't use my Utum Crossbowman. I've already used them this turn. So I'm going to turn Crystal Joy and the Crushing Bolt sideways to give me that block 6 of the Fire Block 4, which again is efficient against an ice attack, plus the other block that I'm going to need from those 2 cards sideways. Now, since it was a successful block, I am retaliating now with a Fire Attack 4. So this is the perfect card for this enemy, right? So Fire Attack 4, he's got 6 armor, but I can play Tremor, and I'm going to use that green mana I got from that skill to reduce his armor by 3. So that is all I need. Now I also had this siege attack, but obviously I didn't need it. The math worked out without it. So he is dead. Monastery burned to the ground like it should be in this game. So 5 fame. I'm going to go from 15 to 20. No level up, but that's fine. And then we're going to clean up my play area. So that was a nice confluence of cards and the spell offer. And again, I think I'm a little wary of taking any more spells into my deck just because of the mana cost that would be associated with those. So since I burned down this monastery, I will mark it to remind myself to not put any more skill cards into the offer anymore. No more interaction can happen there because I have quite literally, well, I guess not burned bridges, but burned something. Oh, and you know what? I don't think I ever took the reputation for beating that guy. So I've defeated 2 orcs. I sieged a Mage Tower, I sieged a keep, and I sieged a monastery. 1, 2, 3, and I used the stronger effect. Yeah, so I never actually took the reputation for beating that orc. So I'm only at -2 as opposed to -3. Which could be actually quite significant, especially since the jump from -3 after that goes up to down to -5. I have 1 card in my hand. It is a wound. And remember, I made the mistake in the last game, 2 games ago, where any two cards, wounds, non-wounds, it triggers planning. So I was actually cheaping myself out of a couple of cards during the second day of I'm pretty sure it was the Volcaire's Quest game I played where I was Arethia. So I'm going to pull with my hand limit. My hand limit is 5. That is 3. That is 4. That is 5. I have 2 wounds and nary a green, but that is fine. If I had a green, I could power Tranquility and heal both of those, but that's fine. I'll just heal the 1. So it is Norawa's turn. That is 3. It's red. He has no red crystals. He might actually let me get through my deck a little bit more than I feared. I'm going to play Tranquility. I'm going to heal 1, so this wound goes away. And then I'm going to... You know what? I'm going to play mana. I mean, it's getting late in the round, so I'm going to actually use the stronger effect of mana draw. Make this green. Power that with a green mana. Sorry, to heal 2. And then... The round is late in this round. I'll drop the Whirlwind too because I don't think it's going to be useful. So let me get through as much of my deck as possible. So the green doesn't get rerolled. The white does get rerolled. So now it's a gold. Perfect. And I draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3. Tons of influence. And movement. That's what I want. Cool. It is going to be Norawa's turn. 1 and 2 And 3 is white because I swear he has 7 whites in his deck. I have 2 turns. I have 6 cards in my deck. So I'm not going to get through all of them again, which is becoming a bad pattern. But we're fine. I'm going to power that with the green mana to give me move 4. I'm going to put a countryside tile in play here. We're going to get a ruins. It's still day, so we can see what's going on there. It's a good one. Artifact and a spell if you beat an orc and a draconum. Tempting, tempting. We're going to get a mage tower, which is face down. And we are going to get an ugly orc. Knew it would be ugly. He's elusive. That's fine. Don't have any attack. Don't think attacking him is going to make much sense right now. Shoot. Although, interesting. I can actually probably kill him on the next turn. So I have 2 more movement points. I'm going to spend these influence cards sideways. How many cards do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 cards. So that's going to be sideways, which is enough to get me here. And then I'm going to drop this other influence card and keep 2 cards in my hand so I trigger planning. All right, so we're going to roll that. Is another gold. Make sure I haven't been dropping cards in here. I did drop cards in here. Man. Norwest, so I'm going to draw up to my hand limit, which is 5, plus the 1 because of the planning. So there's 2 cards I didn't use this turn. He declares end of round. I'll put that out of play. My turn. Oh, I will be able to thoroughly annihilate him. So it's assassin. I was hoping to get a quartile on the board, but I'm still 2 away from that happening. So move a little bit slower. Yeah, so that is probably ideal, but that is how I play this game. So one day I'm just going to own up to it. So I'm going to move 4. He's going to attack 4. I'm going to block 2. Block 3, block 4, and then I just need to power this. Since I blocked him, he's elusive, but since I blocked him, I can do the lower number on his armor. So I'm going to power my rage. Powering rage. 4 attack, he is dead. I get another reputation back, and I get 3 fame. 1, 2, 3, 1 away from a level up. Nice. Roll this die. He's already declared end of round, so we'll see what I didn't use this turn. Will focus. I knew I was missing something really strong, but that's very fine. So we're going to reset everything. We are going to put this and this. This goes here. This goes here. We're going to not add a new skill to the offer for the units because, again, somebody burned a monastery. We give a red crystal to Norwest's inventory, so he's got at least 1 of each one. And he gets a blue up there. He should have 19 cards now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 19. We're good. Shuffle his deck. That's fine. Put him back on his card. We're going to reset the unit offer. Still only regular units, but we should have some core units, some elite units coming out after the next round for sure. Otherwise, I am seriously in trouble if that is not the case. So we have decent deck. I've managed to heal 3 of my wounds, and Crystal Joy has actually allowed me to cycle a couple of wounds already. So kind of happy with where we're at and do want to get this crystal inventory a little bit more robust and then set myself up for a big attack near the end of this night, or if not, at minimum in the beginning of the next day. But actually, no, let's try to do it at the end of this night. I think that just makes the most sense. So I'm going to take Sparing Power, and we are going to obviously be going second, but let me see what number I'm taking out of the tactics offer. So From the Dusk is out. Norwas is first again, because that's what he does. In the skill offer, we have Shock Troops, we have Utum Crossbowmen, and we have the Utum Swordsman. Or I guess so there's the Swordsman, the Crossbowman, and the Guardsman. I'm going to go second again, so nothing new there. So Norwas goes 1, 2, and 3. It's green. 2 more. 1 and 2. I'm going to, I pull my cards. I picked my tactic without looking at my cards because, again, I obviously knew what I wanted to do. So I'm going to refresh my Utum Crossbowman for this round. I'm going to utilize my Sparing Power. And now I'm going to get a black mana because I start my turn on a magical blade. Remember, black mana and gold mana can never end up in your inventory of crystals, but you can use them for that turn. I actually have a fairly strong spell and access to blue, so maybe I'll run into a marauding orc that I can take advantage of that. So I'm going to use okay, trying to see how to best do this. I'm going to use Magic Form, and I'm going to discard Stamina to be able to use Mist Form. So Mist Form is move 4. The move cost of all terrains, including lakes, is 2. You cannot enter hills and mountains for the rest of the turn. So that's fine. So I'm going to do move 4. I'm going to use the first 2 movement points to put this in play. So we have ourselves a magical blade. Now it's actually strong. I did this because it's going to allow me to get through those forests a lot better. Because again, the movement cost of all terrains, including lakes, because I'm now Mist Form, whatever the heck that means, is going to be 2. And I have 2 more movement from the stamina, plus I will have I have swiftness in my hand. So let me set this up. We have another marauding orc. It's becoming a pandemic. I guess that's epidemic. I didn't say pandemic. That's just not the word to be using these days, I guess. We are going to add another advanced action to the skill offer because there's another monastery, which you know. Oh, shoot! I never gained my artifact last round. My bad. I literally never gave my artifact. Ruby red. Yep, that's what I want. Ruby red. Shuffle. This goes to the bottom. And I will shuffle this into my deck. I would have been able to use it last round. For sure, because I had the extra. Would I be able to use it? Maybe. I might have had to use it for block. So just in case I use it for block, I won't even take the benefit. But it would have given me +1 fame, which means I would have leveled up. So pretty significant oversight on my part. Don't burn down a monastery and forget to take your reward, kids. It's not a good idea. Shoot. It's really bad. All right. Now, what am I going to do? So I have move. All terrains are move 2. So I'm going to move here with my last 2 move points. Again, Mist Form gives me move 4 to start with. So I don't have the move 4 from stamina. I have the move form for Mist Form. I actually discarded stamina to trigger my ability to use Mist Form. And then I'm going to use Swiftness to have move 2 there, which is cool. I am going to also or I could. No, this is. Oh, I cannot enter hills for the rest of the turn, so I couldn't even go there if I wanted to. You cannot end your turn on the lake, so I could go here, but then I have to go back to this magical glade, which would be kind of self-defeating. So I'm going to go here. Man, this is where that one fame, I'd have another shield and have another card. I'd be able to move 2 more, and I'd be able to do everything I want to do this turn with this green mana. So again, kids, don't forget all your benefits. It's not great. That's fine. So that's a solid turn. Got me across what would have been 10 movement otherwise. So happy to have been able to do that. Now I lose this black mana. I did not use it. We're going to draw up to my hand limit, which is still 5. 5, and we'll put Mistform back in the spell offer. So it's Noravas's turn. 1, 2, and 3. He gets a white again. I mean, what the heck? My turn. Sparing power triggers. So we're going to put that there. We are then going to okay, we're going to do move 2 to get here. I'm going to do I'm going to flip this to get a blue crystal and a green mana. I'm going to use that green mana to power siege attack 3, and then I'm going to use my skill, which gives me an ice siege attack or physical siege attack 1. Either way, that is enough siege attack to kill this catapults, which is going to get me to level up like I probably should have already, and it also gives me another reputation. So 4 gets me to 27, and that level up, I'll just do it now, is going to give me another command token. And lordy, do I need to start getting some more units. But again, no units are in the offer that I can recruit from a monastery, which is really frustrating. So since the monastery is not giving me units, you know what I might have to do to it. I know, it's horrible, but them's the breaks, man. Give me units I want or die. All right, I'm going to hold on to, oh shoot. I can heal in a monastery for 2, but my reputation is still -1, so I'm going to drop this threat card because I'm not doing any recruitment. I don't want that agility. So I'm going to draw up to 6 because my level up finally got me up to that level. And 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's Noravas's turn. 1 and a 2 and 3. It's green. 2 more. So he just does 5 a turn. We just expect it. It's gross. And he's gonna. Oh yeah. I'm getting 5 turns this round. That's it. That is it. Gross. Sparing power. I don't think I have the time to mess with this art. This. Where am I on this monastery? To be honest with you. Let me see what happens. Oh, I have no green. This is gross. All right, so let me try to flesh out this map a little bit. So I'm going to play March. That's going to allow me to put the last countryside tile on the board. Now, countryside tiles, again, can be adjacent to 2 tiles, or they can be adjacent to a tile that is adjacent to 2 tiles. And they can also be on the edge. That only has an orc and a monster den. Nothing all that exciting. And since that's the case, I am going to enter this monastery and blue. Yeah, we're good. I'm going to seize the monastery, so I'm going to lose the 3 reputation, hoping for a very strong artifact. Mage Tower Garrison. Yikes! So he's doing a fire attack 6. So I would need physical block 12. Again, my crossbowmen they don't want any part of this. So I'm going to play Whirlwind, power that with a white, and then I'm going to power. So I just need physical attack 5. Great. I'll play both rages and I'll use that, and that is enough, and I'll be able to save mana bolt for a future attack this turn, hopefully. So I have killed the mage tower garrison. Now is defending the monastery. I get 5 fame. I'm at 32. And this goes back. I'm going to roll this. I'm going to put another shield there to indicate that I have destroyed that. I'm going to get my reward. Give me another artifact. Artifact in it. Ooh. Mysterious Box is the new card that came with the Ultimate Edition. I don't love it. I also don't really love the endless bag of gold. It's not really helpful with what I'm looking for right now. So, oh, it's gross. Fine. So we will take the Mysterious Box and play something new that I haven't done before that I'm not convinced is that great. But I am going to need to find a way to get a unit quick. So I'm going to draw up to 6. It's 4. This is 5. And this is 6. My turn is over. Norvas is going to squeeze me. Blue. He went through his deck ridiculously fast. I have 2 turns, including this one. So let's hope. I'm really hoping. So I'm going to remove and reveal the top card of the artifacts deck. It is the Diamond Ring. All right. So let me use my sparing power. So I will have a ton of cards. I might actually be able to get a nice siege in. So I can use the Diamond Ring as if it was that. I can use this if it was that artifact. If I do Fame 1, at the end of my turn, I put the revealed artifact on the bottom of the artifacts deck. If I did not use Mirror's Box, I put this back on my hand. If I place it on a unit as a banner, then discard it. All right. Oh, I see. That makes some sense. There's a lot going on with that card. So we'll see if I use it before I start going nuts trying to explain it. So I'm gonna need a ton of movement. I really need green mana, but we'll deal with the blue. So I'm gonna spend the 2 for the mana from the source to power the stronger effect of stamina and hope that this is one of the city tiles. It is. Nice. So I have 2 movement points left. We have the green city, and we have 2 marauding orcs chilling in the swamps. Well, this guy's in a forest. He's one ugly dude. This is another ugly dude, and we need to kill one of them. Ooh, gross. So, let me think about this for a second. All right. So here's my problem. Is I have 2 more movement points. It's 5 movement to get into there. So it's going to be 7 movement to get into where the city is. And I've recruited no units at all. Alright. I'm going to want to save Tremor for a potential city attack. Oh, I probably should have just saved this and played it sideways for the move 1. That's what I should have done. I really need to siege. I have 4 cards left in my deck. Okay. So strong, but I don't think I'm going to be able to hold out for this. Let's just get rid of wolf focus because that's possible. That's possible. Okay. I'm going to discard this sideways, which is painful, but I need the move 3. So I have 2 more movement points left. That's 3. Now I'm going to provoke an attack from this guy so I can enter the city next turn with all the cards I'm going to have, because if I don't do that, again, you can only do 1 interaction. You can only you siege a city as your action, or you can kill an orc. You can't kill an orc and then continue to move, right? You do all your movement, then you do your 1 action. So I'm kind of stuck in a place where having this situation where I had to kill an enemy and then enter, but most of the cities have that. So, you know, I'm in a lot of ways lucky that at least I'm seeing a city. And then my turn now is I'm going to actually use my mysterious box as if it was a diamond ring. I'm going to gain 1 white crystal and 1 white mana, and I'm going to get +1 fame for 1 +1 fame for the diamond ring, and then I'm going to get +1 fame for the mysterious box. So that's 2 fame for that, and then I'm going to use a blue crystal from inventory to power mana bolt, and the white mana that I just took to do a ranged ice attack 6. Oh, he's resistant. You gotta be kidding me. Ranged ice attack 6. So he is ice resistant. I'm going to do a ranged attack 2. He's not physically resistant. And then I have a regular attack. So that's enough to kill him. I did have to burn on my Udum crossbowman in the process. So the regular physical attack 3. So 1 siege, 2 ranged. That's enough to get him down. So he has 2 left, and the ranged attack is not efficient, but it is enough to kill him. So I'm going to get 1 reputation because I defeated a marauding orc, and then 3 more fame. All right, bing. So I'm going to clean up my play area. Since I used the mysterious box, I discard it instead of putting it back in my hand. At the end of the turn, this goes on the bottom of the artifact stack. I mean, it's a cool mechanic. There's in a game that already has enough complexity. I'm not sure. I love it. I'll make sure I did not discard any of my cards in here this turn. I think I went. Oh, look at me! I went a whole round without doing it. And now I'm gonna draw up to. Oh, now I have to upgrade, or I have to level up. So I'm gonna look at the skills. And I think I need to take the movement skill. I'm really tempted to ignore as a skill for recruitment, but movement being what it is, I'm going to do this. So that skill it's really strong in that it allows me to either move 1 space for 1 movement point, or for 0 movement points, or 2 spaces for 2 movement points. But you do have to end in a safe space. But at the beginning of the next turn, I can go in that swamp without having to spend the 5 movement points to get there, right? So cool. I'm glad to at least get that. But obviously haven't gotten motivation or anything like that, so it hasn't been the greatest ever. Okay, I'm going to take Refreshing Walk as my advanced skill card, and then it gives me another. So I really want Refreshing Walk. Oh, these are garbage. Yeah, don't love these cards. I really need a strong attack card. But I'll take a Refreshing Walk just because it will guarantee me to move 2, and then I'll be able to heal 1 and whatnots. End of my turn, I draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, I need a card that turns. Oh, this is all garbage. I need a card that turns influence into attack. Is what I really need. What's this card? I'm sure it's gonna be awesome. Oh, I draw. That would have been helpful. All right, Norwas declares end of round. Because of course she does. I am going to throw away my sparing power, take all of these cards. I'm going to then flip over the movement skill that I had and just go next door to our green castle. Awesome. Alright, so I can seize a green castle without having to worry about this guy, which is nice. We're going to take our green castle. We're going to look at a level 8. A level 8 green castle has 2 monsters. Those monsters under the bed, or in the green castle, one of those 2. Ding. Oh! It's Panda Dinosaur Man. And that Medusa, who has Paralyzed, which is gnarly. And 2 city garrisons. I don't think there's any one I want to see here, but we got that guy and that guy. So he can't be fortified, which is nice, but he is also has arcane immunity. This guy is super fortified. And we have some options. Targets. I really need a green crystal. Having to get. Ooh. Alright. So I'm going to spend Tranquility to draw 1 card. I would have done that anyway, even if I didn't know what it was. Obviously, I forgot Tranquility was still in my hand. And healing at this point doesn't make much sense at all, right? So I'm going to spend the Ruby Wing. I'm not going to break it. Oh, unlimited supply of black. I only have one spell in my hand, so unlimited supply of black isn't that great. Especially when I do have a black in the source. I'm going to get a red crystal and a red mana, and I get 1 fame. Yowza. Alright, I definitely need a green. Definitely need a green. I'm going to play mana draw, power with the white. But then I will be able to get the black. Just not having. Oh, I can get a green. I can get a green. Okay, I'm gonna play Crystal Joy. Yeah, it's a must. So I'm gonna power Crystal Joy to get a crystal of any color to my inventory, and it allows me to discard a wound. It doesn't matter because end of my turn is the end of the round anyway, but that allows me to get a green crystal. Then I'm going to power Earthquake, and I'm definitely using this die, and I might use both of those dies. I might use 2 dies, or yeah, I just need the 1 black. So I'm going to be able to use another die, which I can use to power Determination, and then I have Improvisation, which I can get this. So I'm kind of just taking stock of all the attack and everything that I have going on for me this turn. So, and actually I'm not even gonna do this because I can play Refreshing Walk, which allows me to heal 1. So I'm going to enter here. Now if I don't block any of these suckers, oh, he's immune to all non-attack effects because of course he is. Jerk. Oh, I hate him. So I had this tremor, which allows me to do -6 if a guy is fortified. I can -4 to all enemies if they're fortified. But because he has arcane immunity, he's actually immune to that effect. And I don't have any of my ranged attack or any of that other garbage. I have siege. I have 1 siege attack. This guy's also immune to any non-attack effects. So literally, Tremor is only going to work on 2 of these guys, which is probably not worth it. All right, let me see the wound situation. She is going to be nasty. She's doing 2 wounds, but she's paralyzed. So if I take either of those, or if I assign it to my Uta Crossbowman, then he has to be disbanded or I'm knocked out. He's only doing 2 wounds. This dude is doing 4 wounds. Oh, and they all have poison because poison is fun. This guy would be doing 2 wounds. And he's doing a cold fire attack. And then you should have to double that, it's poison. But I only have to worry about what I take into my hand. Now, I can't take any more than 5 wounds, because if I take 5 wounds or more, if I take 1 to 5 wounds, then I get automatically knocked out, which is terrible. Alright. Siege attack 1. Alright, so I'm going to use improvisation for its block effect and then march sideways to block 6 so I don't have to worry about the paralyze. I'm going to use determination for its block effect. Then I have no attack. I mean, I literally have 0 attack. Wow, it's really gross. So I can block everything and not get knocked out, but then I have nothing to attack these guys with. The arcane immunities are really messing me up. Tremor got me excited, but now I'm realizing it's not that strong right now. If I... Alright, let me think this through. I could assign this guy's damage. So 4, the Uther Crossbowmen have armor of 4, so it's with the poison, it just means that there's 2 wounds that go on the Uther Crossbowmen instead of just the 1. There's no way I'm blocking 11. Although I could block 11. But that would be a lot. That would be a lot of wounds between the. If I Alright, I'm going to reduce this guy's armor using Earthquake by 6. So I'm only focusing on 1 army instead of all armor enemies. The Arcane Immunity kind of made that for sure. And then I'm going to use, so his armor is reduced by 6. So his defense is only 1, but he has physical, ice, and fire resistance. So I'm going to use my 1 siege attack. That's not going to work. Alright. I can reduce both of their armors by 3, and then I can use the 1 siege attack to kill her straight up. So she's dead. I assigned this guy's wounds to him, so now I have no wounds in my hand and 2 enemies left to worry about. I can block. I literally haven't. I still have the potential for 11 attack. And I can reduce his armor down to 4. Nope. To 3. So can I get 6 attack and wipe this guy out is interesting. I think I can. So if I block him, because the determination will block this enemy. So I'm going to take 4 wounds into my hand. For every wound I take into my hand, I have to put 1 into my discard pile. Ouch. But, oh, and I'm sieging a fortified site, so I'm going to lose a reputation for this. So I didn't get knocked out. And now we can go, the block phase is over. So this guy was blocked. The witch was killed. This guy's damage was assigned to my unit, and now his wounds came in. And now we're in the attack phase. I'm going to spend improvisation for 5. I'm going to then use march sideways for physical attack 6. Remember, I had reduced his armor by 4 because of earthquake, so he only has 3 left. He is physically resistant, but I am getting a physical attack of 6, so that is enough to kill him, and he's a pretty nasty one. So all in all, an interesting attack, not everything I hoped for, but it I think will do the trick and set me up well. So I can finish this off next round, and there's going to be 2 guys. They both have arcane immunity, which is rough, but he can't be fortified, so I think I can kind of take advantage of that. So just as a review, so we'll go one by one. The witch, I reduced her armor by 4, but minimum 1, and then I used the siege attack to kill her, so she died before she even had a chance to attack. This guy was blocked. He's only attacking 5. He attacked, everyone's attack was pleasant, but I blocked him with determination, and then I killed him because his armor was reduced by the earthquake, the stronger effect of tremor, and I needed 6 physical attack, which I got by powering improvisation, discarding promise to do so, and then I used my last move card sideways, and I killed him. This guy was only attacking 4. I assigned that 4 to the crossbowman because he has poison. The youth and crossbowman gets 2 wounds, not just 1, so it's going to be 4 points of healing to heal him and get him back into the fold, so to speak. And then this guy attacked with an 11. That's going to give me 4 wounds because my armor is still only 3, and then he's poisoned, so I had 4 wounds into my hand, which are the only ones I took into my personal hand, as opposed to assigning to my units, and then each for each wound in my hand, there's a corresponding wound that was added into my deed deck. All right, so I failed to successfully seize the city in full, so I have to retreat to a safe space. These 2 will remain in the green city. I'm going to clean up my play area. So mana. I'm going to re-roll this die, because I used the mana draw card to get me 2 die from the source. Move him out of the way because he's confusing people, or me. This guy is dead. She is dead. So I'm going to get I put everything in my discard pile because it's the end of the round anyway. I'm going to get my fame for these 2 enemies. So I'm going to get 13 fame. Yup. And so 38 plus 13 is going to get me up to 51. That's going to give me another shield. So I have 3 command tokens I am not using. My armor is now bumped up to 4. I'm going to refresh these for the next round. And these also go into my hand. So I just infused my deck with 8 wounds, and I took out my Usman crossbowman from commission. But we sieged we got rid of half of the garrison of the city, including 1 of each. So we just have 2 guys with arcane immunity, and the 1 can't be fortified. So hopefully we can get enough siege attack to potentially knock him out before he can even attack us, and then we could pick off the last one as well. So, interesting place we find ourselves in, and man, do I really need some elite units like crazy. You see how the lack of units, I mean, units like an extra card in your hand, so me not having the units is really punishing me right now. This card gets added to Norwas's deck. These get moved down. We're going to give him another, it's Explosive Bolt. We're going to give him another red, so 3/4 of the deck are going to give him the ability to draw 5 in a turn. Another red attack goes to the top. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, so that's correct. We're going to shuffle him up. Get this out of there because that's confusing people. And by people, I mean me. And that's fine. I don't know if I shuffled my deck yet. I probably did. It just looks so big, it probably needs to be shuffled again. And now the problem with adding so many wounds is, again, getting to your D deck can be a nightmare. So I have a lot of strong cards in here that I'm going to need to really hustle to get through. So, you know, it is what it is. But might be a lot of messing with that village over there. There should be a third of Norwas's skills in the skill offer. These go away. We're gonna get 2 elite units. Ultimate mages again. Yeah, the heroes are never gonna let me recruit them because my reputation is so negative. And then monasteries, that'd be a good one, but you know, sound like he's burning down the monasteries. I'm going to draw 5 cards. Well, 6 cards, because again, I just added another shield. Interesting. Okay. Didn't pick any of my... Is that right? So I have Tremor, which is useless against these guys because they're reducing their armor. They both have arcane immunity. But great. So we're gonna take one. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna take Early Bird, and I'll go first. I am going to put 2 shields on here. I killed 2 enemies. 1, 2. I'm going to use this ability. So I'm going to use that skill that allows me to move to an adjacent space for 0. And I'm going to... Oh, I don't know if I could use it this turn. That's interesting. So that can only be used on my turn, I think. So I can't use it and then pillage and then have a turn, which is fine. I'm going to spend... Let me cycle some Crystal Joy in here. I'm going to spend... a green mana to get a green crystal, and then I'm going to discard a card. I'll discard Threaten to take this card back into my hand. Yeah, that'll just set myself up for an attack next turn. So one of the reasons I wanted to go first. So black mana, because of course I'm rolling real good. So I'm going to take 1 card, and then I'm going to pillage the village. I lose a reputation, but that is fine. Norwas's turn. 1, 2, 3. It's a green. 2 more. 1 and 2. My turn. I'm going to, again, Tremor is useless. Whirlwind is useless. Oh man, this is gross. All the good cards are useless. Can I get range attack 10? I can get range attack 9. Alright, I'm going to discard. I'm going to rest from discard cards. Both the Whirlwind and the Tremor are useless to what I want to do. So I'm going to discard those 3. And then I'm going to play Crystal Joy. I'm going to power it with a white mana to get a white crystal. I'm going to re-roll that. It is not black. I'm not going to discard another. Well, I guess I could do. No, I think we're good. So I'm not going to cycle that into my hand again. I draw it to my hand limit, and actually I'm going to discard March. So again, when you're resting, you can get rid of any number of cards you want, and any number of wound cards. And I played the Crystal Joy as a special action, which you're allowed to do when you rest. So I'm going to draw 3 more cards, 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to pillage the village, so my interaction is now X. My reputation is now X, so I can't do interaction anymore, but that's fine. I have a red crystal, which is super pointless, or a ruby ring, which is super pointless. 1, 2, and 3. It's green. 2 more. 1 and 2. My turn. I'm going to move 2. Enter this again. I lose reputation, but I can't. I'm already at X. I'm now going to spend. I'm going to play Magic Talent and discard Determination, which allows me to do a ranged ice attack 5. Now again, Arcane Immunity is immune to all non-block or attack effects, but that is an attack effect. So he can't be fortified because he's one of those. He sees battle and he gets so excited he just runs away from the fortifications and right at you, and you're just like, dude, Rockman, I'm gonna crush you. And that's what we're gonna do. So then I have a range attack 5. I'm going to power Crushing Bolt with the green crystal. Nope, even better. I'm gonna flip this. I'm gonna get a blue crystal in my inventory and a green mana. I'm gonna power Crushing Bolt with the green mana. I am then going to power Swiftness with this gold mana, and then I'm going to use, well, it doesn't matter. That's ranged attack. Yeah, that's ranged attack 1,000,000. And that's going to be enough to kill this guy before the attack phase. Then this dude's going to attack. He has poison because he's still in the Green City, so I get 1 wound because he's attacking 4. My armor is now a 4, so I get 1 wound in my hand, 1 wound in my discard. And since I did not succeed in killing all the garrison, I go back to the village. We're going to put this 3rd shield on there, and we're going to clean up my play area. Roll that. It's another blue. That crystal goes away. Everything goes away. Yeah. So we're going to get fame equal to what I destroyed, and that's going to be 8 fame for killing that guy. 51 plus 8 gets me up to 59, and I'm going to draw up to 6, 1, and 2. Beautiful. That is not. All right, we're going to pillage 1 and 2. Okay. Let's see dude. Probably not. Coal-fired X7. Fine. My turn. We're going to his turn, because it's always his turn. 1, 2, and 3. 2 more. 1 and 2. I'm going to spend ruby ring. I get another red crystal. I get a red mana token. I get 1 fame. I'm then going to do a refreshing walk, not power that with the green crystal, but I get to move 2 and heal 1. I'm not going to even bother blocking this good. 1 wound to my hand, 1 wound to my discard pile, and then I'm going to be able to play Mana Bolt. I'm going to power that with the blue mana from the source plus the red crystal. That gives me a cold fire attack 7. And so I didn't block him, so I still need to get to the 8 armor because he's elusive. Cold fire attack 7 plus my skill gives me that siege attack, and add to that gives me attack 8. So I still was able to get to the higher number. So he's dead. I get 4 fame, so 60 to 64. I'm going to put another shield on there. It's not going to matter though because I have no ability to interact, and until I do something to increase my reputation. All this goes away, this goes here, these go away, and I now am the lawful owner of this green city, and as a special effect after the attack, I'll just gain a green crystal to my inventory. Alright, so I did level up, so I have a handful of wounds, and I have a very wounded Udim Gorgeman, or crossbowman. We are going to do my level up. I'm going to obviously not take wounds. I'll take Peaceful Moment. And then I'm going to draw up to my limit. Oh, and then I can take a skill. I'll look at these two. I need a motivation, please. Ooh, great. I will take a healer, because Lord knows I'm going to need that. That goes there. Alright, I'm going to draw up to my hand limit, which is 6 plus the 2 because I own this city. 1 and 2. Cool. Nor was his turn. What did he have? 3 turns. Yeah, it took me 2 turns of sieging plus the original. So his next turn, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. He never drew the blue we needed, so he had 5 and 5 and 5 and 5. Yup. 20 cards. I have 2 turns left. So I'm going to spend that for 2 points of healing. And then I'm going to power this improvisation, discard the rage, and then I'm going to power this Peaceful Moment. And I may play this as an action for this turn. This is my action. I get 1 heal for each 2 influence I spend, and or refresh a unit by paying 2 influence per level of this unit. So I'm going to get, so when you heal a unit, you look at their level. So since there's 2 each, if it was a level 1 unit, it'd be 1 point of healing to heal 1 wound of it. Since it's a level 2, it'd be 2 points of healing to heal 1 unit. So I'm going to spend, and now this isn't normal interaction, so I don't have to, it's not modified by this, right? This is basically a Peaceful Moment. So I'm getting to be able to follow the rules here. So I have a total of 11 influence, and I can get 5 points of healing as a result. So what I'm going to do is heal the 3 cards in my hand, and then I'm going to heal 1 of the wounds on my Udim Crossbowman, and we're going to clean out the rest of my play area. So So I was able to get 5 wounds out of my hand that turn, which is fairly strong. Now I pulled off the 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. He declares end of round, and I'm going to continue my healing parade. I'm playing Tranquility. I'm going to power it. I'm going to heal 2. I'm going to play Mysterious Box, flip this over. Great, so I'm going to act like I have the Circlet of Proficiency, which is going to allow me to get 2 white mana, 2 white crystals. So basically, no, 1, I'm sorry. So I get to use one of the skills in the skill offer as if it was my skill. So I'm going to use this skill in my skill offer. And since it's one that flips, I only get to use it once. If it was one that didn't flip, I get to use it twice. So I'm going to get a red crystal and a green mana. The mana's kind of, no, I probably should start moving out of here, right? Yeah, so I'm going to use this red mana to, again, so these are all special healing effects. So I'm allowed to do those before or after the rest of my turn. So I'm going to do now my movement part. I'm going to move 5. It's day. So I'm going to move 3, which is going to allow me to go into that magical glade. I have 2 more movement, which is going to allow me to explore and put something on the board. And I put that on the board like so. So we have another monastery. Don't they know it's not safe? And we have nothing else. So next turn I'll be able to start by exploring there. So I'm going to end my turn there. Since I ended my turn in a magic glade, I get to throw away a wound. And we get to roll that. Norwest already declared end of round. So we'll take this green city off the board. I'm still adjacent to my city, so I will be drawing 8 to start next turn. Let me refresh all my skills. And since I use that as if it was in my hand, I'm going to get Fame +1. And this goes... So I use Mysterious Box as if it was that artifact. And that artifact let me, in turn, use the skill as if it was my own skill. It's all very confusing. So, that gets replenished. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's right. So this actually should have been there because I never replenished that, and that would go there, which is fine. All right, so we're going to add the blue. These, nope. Yeah, these move down. This is going to go bottom of the deck. The unit offer gets replenished first, then this. We're going to add a blue crystal, so he's always going to be pulling 5 every turn. This makes things a little bit easier to gauge. So he's going to have 21 cards. Wings of Wind, that's what I'm talking about. Might need to try to get that one. And then we're going to shuffle these 21 cards. Yep, those are shuffled, put that there. I'm going to replace the units in the unit offer. So this is the 1 regular unit is now an Utum Guardsman. And then we're going to replace the 2 elites. So we have an Amhotep Freezers and a Fire Mages. Yowza. Alright, so we are going to now take this, set the source, 2 reds and a black. All right. So we are at the final night. My discard pile is never going to be empty, so I'm going to take mana search. Let me see who goes first. That's bad. Nope. Nope, not taking mana search. I'm not worried about manipulating mana. I'm worried about surviving. So let's draw our 8 cards. 1, 2. Mana bolt has not been helpful. 3, 6, 7, and 8. 6, 7, 8. All right. So I'm taking Long Night. That means I go first. So one time this night, if my D deck is empty, I can shuffle my discard pile, put 3 cards at random back into it, and then flip this card face down. I'm going to spend these 2 points of healing to get my Uton Crossbowmen back. Thank you for your bravery. So they are healed. I'm then going to spend Refreshing Walk, move 2, and 1 point of healing. So I'm going to heal this card. So I have no wounds in my current hand. And I'm going to use that move 2 to put this on the board. And of course, it is not our final. Of course, it is not our final city. So we have another Ruins, which is face down. And we have a Draconum, which we haven't killed any of those suckers yet. Ruins face down. It would be face up if I walked onto it, but I will not be wasting my time. Now I'm going to use my skill offer to move here, and I can do some more pillaging because I'm going to want to. I'm going to play Mysterious Box that allows me to reveal the top card here. Banner of Fortitude. Oh. That would have been awesome if I had that a little bit earlier. But I didn't. So I'm not using that. That's fine. And I think we are going to hold on to everything else. Yeah. So since I did not use this, at the end of my turn, this gets put on the bottom of the deck. And I can put Mysterious Box back in my hand because I didn't use it. And the Refreshing Walk is discarded. And now I can draw 2 because I only have 6 cards in my hand. So 1, 2, and then I'm going to pillage the village because that's what I do. 1 and 2. So really you can see how helpful all that healing was for me, and that I still have 10 cards and they're all non-wound. All right, so that was my first turn. Oh, and I started my turn with a black mana, which obviously wasn't useful. So Norwas is going to be turning over 5 cards because he has an equal number of all crystals in his inventory. Makes for a little bit more predictability here. I'm going to play. We'll do some Mysterious Box. Endless Gem Patch. Yes, I will absolutely use Endless Gem Pouch. So I'm going to use a mana die. I'm going to roll it 2 times. I gain any color I want. I will gain a blue because I have 2 of everything else. And I'm going to gain, so gold's any color you want. And since I roll black, I get 1 fame instead of a crystal. And then since I use this, I get another fame. So 2 fame. So that's fine. At least that gets out of my hand at the end of the turn. So I'm going to use I'm going to exhaust this, which gives me a blue crystal and a green mana. I'm going to use the green mana to power Crystal Joy to take a green crystal Just really try to load up on crystals so I can power all of my various spells in this final round here. Now I still have the move 2. I'm going to play the March and put the last tile in play, and we have ourselves a blue city. Yowza. And we have a Draconum right in front of us. And the problem is, with the mountain here and mountain here, we are going to have to kill him because there's no way to get into that blue city without provoking that Draconum. So let's see what this guy is going to be. Hopefully it's not an awful one. It's a awful one. Oh. So he has arcane immunity. I'm going to just take care of him using my mana bolt. I'm going to play a blue mana and a black mana to use the Knight effect, and I'm going to play a green mana to do a Siege Ice Attack 8. He is immune, he's arcane immunity, and he's got physical resistance, but he's not immune to, again, block and or attack effect, so the Siege Ice Attack effect is totally legit. He's a double summoner, so if I did not kill him, he would have actually summoned 2 monsters, and no one wants to have 2 monsters summoned on them. So I have actually killed him. I get reputation back, which is bananas, and I get 9 fame, so 67 plus 9 is 76, and we've killed our first Draconum. So, clean up, all this goes away. We roll the black die, it is black still. That goes away. And I do not want to take Endless Crystal Joy back into my hand. We are going to draw up to 8. And I still have 2. And now I'm going to pillage the village again for 1 and 2. Again, I healed a lot of my wounds. I mean, it's really remarkable that I have not pulled any wounds in 2 turns now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. So we're doing a level 10 blue city. So blue, remember, you just don't, it just enhances their non-physical attacks, and it can be really gross if you pull the wrong array of enemies. My biggest problem is I just want to make sure I don't. If I keep pulling, I hopefully have exhausted the bag of some of the arcane immune enemies, because the arcane immunity really can negatively affect our chances a whole lot. All right, I'm going to let's apply a black. All right, I'm going to play improvisation, and I'm going to discard stamina. So that's going to give me move 5. I'm going to move 3 onto those hills, and now we get to reveal the garrison. We're looking at a blue city garrison, level 10, and a level 10 garrison. Yeah, I did an 8 for the green. So level 10 garrison is going to be 1 keep garrison, 2 mage towers, and 2 city garrisons. Arcane immunity right off the top. That's what I do. That guy doesn't have arcane immunity. Yeah, so it's the purple looks a little off, but yeah, so that is right. Just making sure. Yep, those are purple. And 2 city garrisons. So only one of them has a. Oh, now 2 of them. And don't be a elemental attack. All right, well, one of those jerks. He's a super toughie. We already killed his brother, so he's probably super angry at us. All right, I still have 2 more movement points. So guess what I can do? And I think we're doing it, because I don't think we're going to have much of an opportunity than right now. And you know what? Since we are doing it, I'm going to break the ruby ring, which gives me an endless supply of red and black mana. That makes a lot more sense. So let me just dump these out. So that's a red mana. It would have made no sense. I knew I was attacking this turn, so there was no reason to spend anything from the source. And it's only red and black on the source anyway, so honestly, I have an endless supply. It doesn't matter. Alright, I know I'm going to be powering Tremor. That's going to work on everybody except for that dude, which is great. So all fortified enemies have their armor reduced by 4. By 4. Think about that. I can also say one enemy is going to get destroyed in the attack phase. It can only be played then, but I know I want to power that. I don't need any more black. I'm going to draw a card. Okay. I can power that with red. Again, I have an endless supply of red. I can power that with red. And I can power this with green, and I can power this with white, and I have this. Alright, so all enemies have their armor, and this is going to be whatever the heck I want it to be. This is my movement. This is broken, and I get 1 fame for each red spell I cast this turn. I'm not going to cast any, so that's going to be irrelevant. These are irrelevant, so these cards are already used, and we're good from there. So all enemies have their armor reduced by 4. Now these guys are double fortified, so a siege attack against a fortified enemy who's double fortified, it doesn't matter. He just can't be attacked in the attack phase, right? So the other ones, this guy's arcane immunity, so his armor is not going to be reduced. This guy's armor is reduced by 4, and this guy's armor is reduced by 4. This guy is super nasty, and his fire attack is going to be increased by 2 to give him a fire attack 8 with brutal. So that would be 4 wounds to my hand. No thank you. So what I'm going to do is, since Earthquake reduces armor by 4, he now only has an armor of 2 with cold attack immunity. So I'm going to use my siege attack of, oh wait, even better. They both have their armors reduced by 4, so I'm going to group them because they only have the same immunities. So if I group them, and now I'm doing siege attack 3 with the crushing bolt, and then siege attack from my skill, that is now an attack of 4. Neither of them are physically resistant, and they both have -4 armor because of earthquake, so they are actually both dead. That's amazing. So now, and then, that was 3. All right. This guy I'll be able to destroy. He doesn't have arcane immunity, so he's going to be destroyed in the next phase. So let me start putting out wounds, because honestly, that guy is going to give me 2 wounds. She's going to give me 2 wounds plus another wound, get you a double attack. He's going to give me 2 wounds to my hand and 2 wounds to my discard pile because he has. So I've killed everything that had an elemental attack, which is really, really strong, right? I can't use Tornado on him because he has arcane immunity. So he's the only one that has his full allotment of armor of 6. Again, this is just a card I'm going to be playing as +1 at some point. All right, so I'm going to definitely kill this guy, mostly because using Tornado, because his resistance to everything is going to make him a giant pain to kill in the attack phase. So, all right, I kind of reason through this. I know it's there, so I just want to make sure I do this exactly right. I cannot take all those wounds. So, if I block that, All right, I'm gonna use the crossbowman. To block the one attack. Yeah, then I'm gonna assign, so that's blocked. I'm gonna assign 5 of the other attack to the crossbowman. Oh, and I lose a reputation because I'm attacking a fortified site. I'm going to lose a reputation for how I'm going to defeat her. So I'm going to assign a wound to the crossbowman for the other one and take 1 wound. So the attack of 3, I'll take this in turn. So the bottom attack is attack of 3. That's going to be blocked by the Utah crossbowman. The attack of 5, I can reduce that by 4 by assigning a wound to the crossbowman. So there's 1 left. I'm going to take a wound to my hand. I will then continue to take wounds to my hand for the other 2 guys. That's 5 wounds to my hand. My armor 6. I'm sorry, my hand limit's 6. If I took 1 more wound to my hand, I would have been knocked out. These 2 wounds that are poisoned, they don't count. They go right to my discard pile. All right. So I am fine. I survived. And now I can go into the attack phase. So the block phase is over. So tornado triggers. I'm going to destroy the target enemy, which is this guy. He doesn't have arcane immunity. He is very dead. Now I have a total attack left of, counting everything, of 11, 12. I'm going to use, it doesn't matter. I mean, her armor is reduced to 1 because it's reduced by 4. It can't go lower than 1. She doesn't have arcane immunity, so earthquake will affect her. So they have a total armor of 7. I'm going to group them. They don't have any resistances, and they are both dead as well. And I totally pulled that out, which is, I didn't think that was gonna happen. That's crazy. Crazy. I don't think I've beaten a level 10 city with so few units in my life. And he still has 3 turns left, which is crazy, 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 crazy. I am really excited to watch this as I get it ready to publish, because I'm curious how something's played out. And I think I might have actually screwed myself a couple of times early, and I know I really misplayed. I didn't get that artifact the first time, which would have totally changed some things, but been able to really manipulate the skills I had and to get, just, again, you see the power, just pillaging the same village turn after turn after turn after turn after turn, staying near your city when you own it. So I was getting 8 cards plus the pillage, that's 10 cards, and just getting this. Again, I said it at one point, I was getting so many spells early using that magic talent that I just needed to get an artifact that was going to give me an unlimited supply of black mana. Boom, I got it. We're good. Whirlwind was great. Tremor is such a strong card, except when you're running to 2 of the 4 enemies that have arcane immunity. But ultimately, that is going to be a boon of third math are hard. 30 fame, I think. So that's 106. I level up twice. Whatever. I don't really care much about score. I've had that conversation a little bit in the comments in the previous video. So, again, remembering what happened. So I took the wounds from this guy, killed him using tornado. I was able to get both of their armors reduced by 4, and then I grouped them with my siege attack from the crushing bolt plus the siege attack skill that I had. So they were both dead. That's massive right there. He attacked me. It's assassin, so it had to go. So 2 went into my hand, 2 went into my discard pile, and then I was able to group him with her. One of her attacks was blocked. The other attack I assigned to the Utah crossbowman, which left 1 wound for me. So I got 2 wounds from him, 1 wound from her. Well, 2 more wounds from him into my discard pile, which don't count for her being knocked out. And then I had 1 wound from 2 wounds from him. So that's 5 wounds that went into my hand. So 2 wounds from him, 2 wounds from him into my hand, and 1 wound from her, which was the balance after I assigned some damage to the Utah crossbowman. So you see how important it was to heal him, to have access to that. And then I only needed the attack of 7 at the end, and I ultimately had an attack of 12, which is really, really, really cool. I still got this long night. Actually went through a ton of my deck. All that healing at the end of the 3rd day was cool. I only had 2 wounds in my deck. They were both near the end. I'm still looking at willpower. I was able to get a lot of my, it was nice. Again, this peaceful moment was huge. I mean, I did 5 healing points that turn, plus the 2 from the skill. So I did 9 healing points between that skill and this card. And then still magic talent was sitting there in the bottom of my deck, which would have given me access to this, I mean, Wings of Wind, it would have given me access to Fireball, both of which would have been really strong in different ways. So that was a cool playthrough, and it's again just another example of how I love this game. Like, you cannot predict how it's going to go down. I thought I was gonna be toast. I say that every time. I mean it every time. It didn't seem like it was gonna be meant to be. Again, we started here, got that guy. I never killed that orc. We went over here, we sieged that keep. We went over here, got some reputation back, seized that, burned down that monastery, went over here. We were able to use the mist form to get here, seize that monastery, was able to go here, kill that orc, siege the city. Took a long time because the arcane immunity made life hard. I went here, revealed that, pillaged that village 100 times, was able to totally wipe out that Draconum very easily thanks to that one spell. Where are you? My favorite spell of the day. Mana Bolt, yeah, toast. And then, oh yeah, that was exciting. And then went in here with a move 5, 3, 4, 5, and wiped all those suckers out in one ridiculous turn. That is Mage Knight. And I hope you are half as jazzed as I am right now in watching that, because that was pretty cool. So that's it. I will clearly be back in the Atlantean Empire in the next month or two. In the meantime, you know that what you can expect from me and my channel. Any comments, questions, epiphanies, please put them on the comment section below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. And if you have any opinions, if you like the older setup, it's a little closer, better. I like the extra space. I think it just gives me more room to work. So I kind of like this. So, and you get to see a little bit of the table. It kind of frames this whole sucker for y'all. But again, this is Greg, Solo Playthroughs. Another victorious day of Mage Knight, level 810. Goldyx proves his amazing power. I still have 4 crystals in my inventory. And who needs units when you have all the crystal joy in the world? So that's that. I will, that was confetti throwing at Goldyx, clearly. But again, thanks for joining me as always. I hope everyone is doing well. And I hope everyone is having some cool moments at a board game table. So until next time, thanks again and happy gaming. Take care.